Hey guys, it's been a while, a couple of days, but I had to get on and send y'all a little encouragement today. This weekend has been probably one of the hardest that me and my husband have had to go through in a while. We have been very blessed and very sheltered by the Lord. Spiritual attacks don't come very often to us. Because we stay so in the Lord and so protected, we just really pray for our protection over our home and over our lives and our families. And not saying that nothing ever goes wrong. We certainly have the enemy come up against us every now and again, but not like this. So that last Friday night, today's May 2nd, the last Friday night, I woke up Saturday morning from a dream that I had this huge angel in my bedroom right beside me. It may have been a vision, but it felt like a dream. Because it just happened and I acknowledged it, and then I went back to sleep. And I seen this huge angel in my room, and it was totally made of light. If you could imagine light as being a solid substance, that's what angels are made of. Solid light, solid. And this angel was huge. Like I see some things in the spiritual realm just in everyday life, but not like this. And like when I see evidence of an angel or something, in my home, I know what it is, and I imagine them to be so tall because of what I see. And this angel was huge in my dream or vision. It was huge. His feet were below the floor. And I live in a 2-story house. But his feet were below the floor, and his head was like above the ceiling. And he was beautiful. He was so beautiful. It was like a golden white light that he just radiated and was made of. And this angel, there was another angel. Our bedroom is on the far left side of the house, and there was another angel on the far right side of my house. I didn't really see that angel as much as I seen the first one right beside my bed. It was like right beside my bed, but I knew that there was another one, and they were working together to flip what I thought was my house. I thought they were flipping my house upside down, but the only thing was I thought it was my house, but it didn't look like my house. It was round, and it had walls and either a floor or a ceiling, but it didn't have both. And they flipped it upside down. And that's pretty much all I remember. And I woke up and I thought, man, that was weird, but I thank the Lord for letting me see an angel, because I've always wanted to see an angel. It was beautiful. Just because I see little hints of angels all the time, but I just wanted to see an angel in my dream or something. So starting Saturday, that day that after I woke up from this, all hell broke loose in our life. It was unreal. Like, I'm not kidding you. It was one thing after another, and they were all just like bam, 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 bam. Oh yeah, bam, this way. And we started getting kind of like, what is going on? Why is all this stuff happening right now? Just over the course of a day. Well, Sunday wasn't it wasn't any better. Sunday was still the same. It just kept going. It kept going. And you know what? I said, we're just going to have to start praising the Lord, because I don't know what's going on, but something is up and we're getting attacked bad. We are getting attacked. And I said, and everybody else is getting the brunt of it, either physically, financially, or whatever. I mean, it was seriously evident. And so we started praising and thanking the Lord and just praying and rebuking the enemy, just really pleading the blood over ourselves and our house and our families. We felt like Job, just a little bit. And it was very evident that it was a spiritual attack from the enemy. But the angels, and it was revealed to me Sunday night in my sleep, that what the Lord sent those angels to do is to remove my shield, the shield that we had over our home. And we were exposed. We were allowed to go through a season of trying and attack, because that's how we grow as Christians, as moral humans. We grow spiritually and in our wisdom and maturity when we go through those sorts of seasons of trying and storms in our lives. The sun will shine again. There will be a rainbow on the other side. But you may not feel like it in the middle of it. And it may be very hard. Emotionally, physically, just mentally, everything, it will probably be hard. You'll know by the end of the first day when you're under attack. You will know. But I heard a message from Stephen Furtick a few days ago, and he was talking about the third day. I guess it was over Easter that he preached this. It was on Easter, maybe. And he said, you could be, sorry if I misquote him, just go my memory, but you have to go through Friday and Saturday to get to Sunday. You have to go through those seasons of trying and testing and not hearing from the Lord, and waiting and just continuing on, even when it's hard, even when you don't see the evidence of the Lord in your life or the evidence of Him moving in your life. You have to go through that to get to Sunday. You have to go through that to get to the third day. And third day, we know Jesus rose from the grave. He beat death and hell. He has the keys. And I started claiming victory in Jesus on the morning of the third day, because I was tired. now. And my husband, me and him both were just we were clinging to each other, clinging to the Lord and what we know and the truth. I'm sorry, it was just a hard weekend. I don't believe in being false or phony or fake or whatever. If it's real, it's real. And real life is as real as you get. So I'm going to be real with you. And I want y'all to be real with me. So the attacks are done or subsided or something. I pleaded with the Lord to put our shield back over our home. Pleaded because I said, Lord, you know our hearts. You know we are not going to curse you no matter what comes. I can tell you now, I don't know what will come, but I know that it will not cause me to curse you or to turn away from you. My pain is joy in this life. As I know I won't turn away from the Lord, and He will say, well done, my child. That's what I want to hear. That's what I want to hear. So I know that no matter what comes, no matter how hard it is, I'm not ever, never, ever going to turn my back on my Lord. Because I know more than this chair that I'm sitting in, that He has done so much for me in my life. And even if He never blessed me with anything or any what we consider material blessings or any of that, I would lean on the fact that He died for me because He loved me. So, as of right now, we're still dealing with the emotional part of it, because it was a deep wound. And we all go through those times. I know. If you're human, we've all got wounds. Some of them are a little scarred. Some of them are healed. But we don't ever forget about those wounds, or how they happened, or who caused them, or anything. But that leads me to this. If you pay attention to the Lord every day, and you're having your time with Him in prayer, and you're listening for His voice, and you know when He speaks to you, and you get a word when you ask for one, when you are seeking one, sometimes. And sometimes you'll get a word when you aren't really sure why you're getting that word that you're getting. I received a word on the 24th of April concerning our problem that we were going to go through, that we didn't know about yet. And I thought to myself, that was a very powerful word. That was a very strong word. And I felt like I knew who it was about, or knew at the time who it was about. But we all have hope that those people aren't going to hurt us. They aren't going to be wolves in sheep's clothing. We all have those experiences, or will have if you haven't, because more and more of them are out there. But I thought in my mind, I kept hoping that that wasn't the case, and it was just maybe some kind of frustration that I was feeling, but I kept having this deep knowing that it was from the Lord and that He was preparing me emotionally for something that was coming that I didn't see, or my husband. So I wrote the word down as the Lord spoke it to me, and I forgot about it after that. I thought on it and I prayed about it and just thought, Lord, I don't know. I'm just gonna hang on to this until something changes or I get confirmation about it, because that's a pretty strong word and I don't want to hurt anybody, or give a leading idea. You can kind of start having things happen because of your mindset. So I didn't want that to happen, and I totally forgot about it. The Lord took it from my memory as well at the time, but I still had it written down. And the night on Saturday night when a lot happened, the Lord brought it straight to my mind in the perfect timing about that word. So I got it and I read it to my husband, and he said, wow, I'm so glad you listened to the Lord, because that is exactly the word we needed right now. So when you get a word from the Lord, don't just assume it's just my own mind, it's my own voice in my head, that was false, or that was this or that. Words from the Lord. And I can't stand this about some of these trolls on Facebook or YouTube or whatever. They go around looking for these prophets and these preachers and people who get words from the Lord, and they tell them. Now, granted, some of them may have told them too soon or whatever, but these people, they go on there and they start rebuking these prophets and preachers publicly, no less. And that's wrong. First of all, that's wrong. They start rebuking them publicly about their word from the Lord that they gave, saying it's wrong, that was not from the Lord, you're false teacher, you're a false preacher, you're a false prophet, you're a liar. God's timing is not our timing. Listen, I got that word like 5 or 6 days before it happened, right? I had no idea about it, and I had hope that it was just my head, but it turned out not to be. It turned out to be seriously from the Lord, and it was on point. It was on point. And when you hear from the Lord, and sometimes it's a hard word and you don't want to believe it, and you want to have hope, and the Lord tells us we should have hope in all things, hope for the best, hope for the good things, hope for good to come out of the bad situations, hope for the people that you're not sure of, or that you don't really know about. You just have hope for them. So I did, and I don't regret having hope. I never regret having hope. But it was a hard word. It was a hard word when I received it. And it was hard when I had to present it. But it was true. It was true. So back to spiritual attacks. I ran across a Bible verse. Well, it's actually a passage, sorry, my phone's dying, like a whole chapter in Psalms. Psalms 5. I'm going to go there on my phone and read it. I'm sorry, I'm having to... And there's only 12 verses, so I'm going to read it just straight through. And I'm going to read from the NIV. Listen to my words, Lord. Consider my lament. Hear my cry for help, my King and my God, for to you I pray. In the morning, Lord, you hear my voice. In the morning I lay my requests before you and wait expectantly. For you are not a God who is pleased with wickedness. With you evil people are not welcome. The arrogant cannot stand in your presence. You hate all who do wrong. You destroy those who tell lies. The bloodthirsty and deceitful you, Lord, detest. But I, by your great love, can come into your house. In reverence, I bow down toward your holy temple. Lead me, Lord, in your righteousness, because of my enemies. Make your way straight before me. Not a word from their mouth can be trusted. Their heart is filled with malice. Their throat is an open grave. With their tongues they tell lies. I declare them guilty, O God. Let their intrigues be their downfall. Banish them for their many sins, for they have rebelled against you. But let all who take refuge in you be glad, and let them ever sing for joy, and spread your protection over them, that those who love your name may rejoice in you. Surely, Lord, you bless the righteous, and you surround them with your favor as a shield. That speaks perfectly to my weekend. Perfectly. So, with that I say, pray for your enemies. Pray for those others that may be affected by your enemies. And ask the Lord to cover you with a shield in hard times, in storms, in spiritual attacks. Because the sun will come up again in the morning. The Lord's mercies are new every morning, and He loves us. It's just a test. It's just a trial. It's just another stepping stone to get to the next level. I wrote a song about that, and maybe I'll sing it one day. Maybe. I'll pray about it. Okay. Well, lots of love and peace and blessings to all of you. This video is getting kind of long, so I'm going to cut it. But God bless you all, and I'll see you soon.